topic of discussion on the ground, and basically the purpose of the sitting is to discuss on how we can achieve a stable marital life, how we can achieve an happy marital home, whereby the basic reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala established the marriage institution is to be achieved. Allah said in Surah Rum, verse 21, that's Quran 30, verse 21, Allah said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim, wa min ayatihi an khalaqa lakum min anfusikum azwajan litaskunu ilayha wa ja'ala bainakum mawaddatan wa rahma inna fi dhalika la ayatin liqawmin yatafakkarun. Allah said, verily, among the signs of the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, among the signs with which we will know that Allah exists, because we are not saying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but from his signs are proofs that he exists. So Allah said among the signs is that he created for you min anfusikum, from amongst yourself, azwajan, partners, litaskunu ilayha. The ulama who said lam, the li there is lam ta'lil, lam likay, meaning the reason for the purpose of creating the marriage institution is for the men to find repose, tranquility, peace, happiness in their wife, and for the woman also to find the same thing, because whatever is meant for the men is also meant for the women, and whatever is meant for the women is also meant for the men, except if there's evidence that says this is specifically for one of the two gender. So Allah said the basic reason why he established the marital institution is for we to find repose and happiness between ourselves, to find tranquility and peace between ourselves, and love and affection. And he said, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And he placed between you two, that is between the partners, mawadda. Mawadda here is the highest peak of love, because in English language, a man to his child will say, I love you. A man to his friend will say, I love you, right? A man to his neighbor, to his mother, to his relative, I love you. And even to the wife, is still the same love. But in Arabic, Allah differentiates between the normal love and the love that is meant to be between the husband and the wife. As I said, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً. He did not use the word hubbu. Hubbu is the normal love which we all, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, my friend, I love you, lillahi, uhibbuka fillah, I love you for Allah's sake. But the love that is meant to be between the husband and the wife is the highest peak of love. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, that what is meant to be between you guys is not just the normal love that is between, you and your friend, you and your, even between the parents. The one that is meant to be between the husband and the wife is to be the highest peak of love. Wa rahma, and Allah said he also placed between you two rahma, meaning mercy, a kind of institution whereby you both, you deal with yourself with mercy, with compassion, with understanding, with affection. So Allah said this is the reason why he created the marriage institution. Inna fi dhalika laayatin liqawmin yatafakkarun. Verily in this is a sign for those who really reflect. For those who reflect. So this verse which we've read and other verses of the glorious Quran gives us a glimpse at what we are to expect in marital institution. So what we are to expect is what Allah said, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that you can find tranquility and repose in yourself. But so it be the case, this is the purpose of Allah's, this is the intention of Allah of setting the marital institution. A lot of factors affect the way we approach marriages. So our view of marriages, that's from the men's side and the women's side, is not meeting up with Allah's standard, which is to find repose and tranquility in ourselves. So our society today has seen marriage as just a kind of institution whereby the man and the woman comes together just to replicate and so as to create, to give birth, to continue the lineage. That's what we just see as the basic need for getting married. So having this kind of belief, yes, it's part of it. It's part of it. To replicate is part of it. He said, "Liyaskunu ilayha," so that Adam can find repose in her. Allah said He created. That's in Surah Al-Araf, verse 189. Allah said He created Adam and He created his wife from his ribs for a purpose, لِيَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that he can find the repose and tranquility in her. So I knew that man cannot live in isolation. So that's why he created marriage institution. So I said earlier, the best way to punish a man is to make him, to isolate him from others. So you feel condemned and you feel worthless. So this purpose, which is to find tranquility, according to the way our society has placed it, we've lost our purpose and we just see it as if we are just in marriage just to give birth, as I said earlier. So in a nutshell, we the men, we have what we expect in marriage, and women to have the expectation from a marriage. And if this expectation are met, the marriage is going to be is going to meet up with Allah's standard, which is to find peace, which is to find tranquility, a kind of institution where you always wish to be, whereby you always wish to be with the person always, and you know we've been used to issues and issues and issues, but really marriage, if we are able to have the right idea about marriage and the right orientation about marriage, whereby the man is giving what he needs to give to the partner, and the wife is also giving what she needs to give, then the marriage is going to be meet up with Allah's standard. So from the man's perspective, what we men expect in marriages, and I'm going to discuss on what men want in marriages, and also what men expect from marriages, what we can give and what we can take, what we expect to give out and what we expect from you, the women, to give in return to us, which will inshallah rahman make the marriage be a kind of blissful garden which we expected. So the number one thing which I love to say is that marriage to men, number one thing, basically what we refer to like men get married because of sex and just to engage in intimacy and have fun, sex. But that's not the number one thing. The number one thing which men values most in marriage is respect. Men by nature, we have this ego, we have this pride. We are created, you can see even animals. If you see male animals and female animals, you see that the male animals, they have pride. Look at the lion, look at the cock, look at just any animal out there. Look at goats, look at cow. You see that the male ones among them, we have this pride, we have this, this ego, whereby we see ourselves as we are superior. We always wanted to be respected. We always wanted to be heard. We always wanted to, to command, and others follow. So this is man by nature. So men love respect. For a woman to have, if you want to have the remote control, I'm talking from my own experience. I have 2 wives, and the third one is loading. I have 2 wives, even doing little things that might, what though they are basically is right as the head of the family, is meant to do those things. But showing appreciation, saying thank you, I really appreciate you, saying lovely words that will show that yes, you really value and you really appreciate what he's doing for you. So this will calm him and make him appreciate you more. Marriage is like love is reciprocal. Marriage is also reciprocal. What you give, you get. So you can't expect to be giving some. You are showing love to someone. You appreciate someone. You are giving your time, your attention to someone. Automatically, the basic is that the person will in return give you such thing or even far better. So respect is very, very valued by men. We love respect. We love to be respected a lot. Even sometimes, if you are doing something wrong, you can respectedly, as in you can correct the person with respect, and you feel that yes, though you are correcting him. Even let me use this as an example. Though but because of time, let me just get them now. One of the issues that happen in marriage is clearly between, from the men's side is, let's say when it comes to like sex, it's a very crucial part of marriage, and it plays a major role to either make the marriage or mar it. So sex, having a healthy sex life can either make a marriage or mar it. When men say women love money, I think no, they love sex more than money. The issue is that perhaps not having a good sexual experience. I know what I'm saying. Yes, I know what I'm saying. I believe women love sex more than money. So, but they are not expecting the money, but they are expecting something else, which is more, they feel more satisfying and they get more happy with it. So, which is fun, and it's part of it. There is no big deal there. So, in a situation whereby the man is having some kind of sexual dysfunction and not being sexually active and not being very sexually okay, so he's having issue. He's having issue. So, but still, this man, if you want to help him, the next thing is not to get him more depressed. because it's sexual dysfunction has a major thing to do with psychology. It has to do with psychological, and it's more about mental wellness.
You know, not to talk of you and him talking about it, finding a solution to it. So in such cases, what do you do? Because there are a lot of cases that, yes, the man is having issues, he doesn't talk to you, he always gives you excuses. And the next thing, the woman starts complaining. You know, there are some issues that you even take it home and the man will just keep saying he's fine, it's just that it's you, it's you, it's you. So when you have such a man, how do you address such a problem? Because I believe this is something that should even go outside. You know, this is something he accepts, okay, I'm having this issue, blah, 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 blah. So understanding it and accepting it, and you and him talking about it in a manner that it wouldn't really create problems. How can you go about that?
The only thing you can give your wife that his father, her father, her brother, you know, her siblings can't give her is sex. Whatever you can give her, you want to give her money, you want to give her love, you want to show her appreciation, she can get this somewhere else, right? Yes. Her father can give her money, her father can give her love and compassion.
Even she's the money.
So she's already taken care of well. So the only what you can give her most that appreciate is what she can get somewhere else, and that's sex. So if you are saying why is it because of sex she get married, yes, automatically that's one of the basic reasons. Or even that, because when the Prophet was saying that whoever has the ability, the capacity to get married amongst you should get married. So the ulama who said, what is the reason, what is the capacity there? Is it just money? The capacity, that's the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud. So the ulama said, is it the capacity to feed the woman, or what is the capacity that the Prophet is referring to? So the end of the hadith where he said, because getting married will help you to restrain, as in to lower your gaze, and to be able to secure your what's between the laps. So it means that getting married is a solution to fornication and adultery. That means Islamically, the basic reason of getting married is to prevent adultery and fornication. So to prevent it, that means you'll be engaging in sexual intercourses. Sex itself, as I said earlier, it has to do with the brain. It has to do with psychological well-being, and it's not just about abs. I make abs for a living. When it comes to making abs for erectile dysfunction, I will just tell the person, this situation is not just about abs. If you are not mentally okay, if you are going through mental stress, even the abs won't work with you. It won't work for you very well. Even if it works a day, twice, you will still get back to the as in you still go back to the root of the cause. So it's more about psychological. Anything that can spark up depression, anxiety, stress. So if the man is going through anything like what I've listed, it will affect his sexual response. So the way you can help him is that you help him psychologically, you help him, you won't, I want to discuss that, but let me just go there now. So you women, you have a role to play in helping the man to be able to satisfy you. Are you getting me? A strong man who is strong on bed, as in very, very sexually strong, if he faces a challenge from the woman, he can become weak, as in he becomes a 30 seconds man. And the person is strong basically, but just a challenge from a woman can affect his sexual response. So if you are
Describe
challenge like maybe money challenge, maybe children, you are having some kind of argument on the children, on the house, on anything like that can disturb you mentally, that can cause depression, or at work. It can't. No. Not all. It doesn't come from the woman. I'm just saying from your own point of view, the way you can help him. So, if you are expecting him to be sexually active, and you want him to satisfy you sexually, you have a role to play to make him calm, to help him relieve his anxiousness. Don't overburden him with demand pressure. You demand, but still how you can do it that won't make him depressed. If a man has a low self-esteem, as in he sees himself as not being competent enough, he sees himself as not being a man enough, it will affect everything about him. So you will feel, even when it comes to sex, because a man needs to feel always like a man. So if you as a woman, you are treating your man as a boy, or just like a riffraff, so it will lower his self-esteem, and it will affect all his daily activities. Where he needs to be like a man, he will be performing like a boy. So when it comes to sex, it will affect him also, because he will be seen as if he will see himself as if, am I competent? This woman, she doesn't appreciate me enough. She sees me as if I'm not a man enough. So all those thinking of negativity will affect his sexual response. So you need to help him. You need to help him get relieved. You need to help him, as in calm him down. But if it's not working, then you can see a marriage counselor and a sex counselor to coach him on that. You both need work. So the next thing is just maybe after a round of sex and the man is as in he's just down and quite weak. So the next thing which I would advise women to do, if you are really interested in him satisfying you, you can help him out. So you help him out by telling him sweet words. The men too should be doing this. But I'm talking from the women's perspective. The men too. Even the men needs to do this most, because yes, the men needs to do this most. Most men don't understand the techniques of sex very well, because it's not just banging and releasing and just going bam. So it has a lot to do with try to be sexual why engaging the activity with words, with so lose focus. So you need to help him by telling him sweet words. I really enjoyed the round. I wish to go more. And you help him by playing with his I call it I call it center of authority, the man's center of authority. So you play with it and you tell him sweet words. It makes him feel relieved. It makes him focus more on the sex, and his body gets itself, and within 2 minutes, a minute, 3 minutes, I believe most men will get back doing just this little tip. So try to play with him after you've calmed down, tell him sexy words, and play with his manhood. So this will get him more relieved, and I believe if he's not having any health issue, maybe he's not diabetic, he's not having hypertension, and if he's having this, so there are herbs which you can use that can, if he's having diabetes or hypertension or any other chronic disorder, it might affect his sexual response. But if he's not having these disorders, so, and he's not being, you are not sure of him having depression, men get easily depressed. Though we are strong physically, we look very wide and as if we are very tough physically, but to be candid as a man, we get easily depressed. Even a slight misunderstanding, though you might feel as if nothing is going on, keep pressing his phone and chatting, but he knows deep inside him that it's not okay. Deep inside him, he knows it's not okay. That's what, as in, he wants something better. But we don't just like to show our weakness. So women don't like to show our weakness, that we have some weak side. We just like to show that if we are, we're always vibrant and tough. So, but men are easily depressed. The women show their depression, they show their emotional, when women are easily emotional. So they show it, and you calm them down easily, and that's all. But men, we don't speak out that easily. Just like, as if we don't care, but really we care. You get it? So we care. So if you have issues, you might see as if it's something little or so, but please try to work on how to settle them as soon as possible, or else it will affect him mentally. So men that don't see themselves as having problems, so you tell him, and you tell him calmly. Don't tell him as if he's weak. Don't let him see that as if he's weak, but just we are all married, because So if I'm engaging in the sexual activity and anything happens, like maybe something happens, the first question which my wife will ask is that, what's going on in your mind? Like, what happened on the way something happened as in what? Because she understands the fact that if anything is going on the mind, as in any form of depression or anxiety, it will affect his sexual response. It will affect. So working on helping your partner get relieved, and trying to create a source of trying to be a source of tranquility and peace and repose for your partner. So it will help your sexual response a lot. It's not just about using apps and apps and apps. Trying to help yourself, as in trying to help yourself grow, trying to share love, trying to share affection, and there's a lot of discussion on this, which we need to, but because of time. So I think
it's okay. In a situation where you have tried your best to talk about it, to ensure that things go right and it doesn't work out the way it should be, what do you do?
Now, in a situation as she explained, whereby the woman has tried to tell her sexual need, and the man is not able to meet up with his sexual need, and he's not working on himself, I hate this kind of situation a lot. It's a different thing to have sexual disability, it's not something the man wants himself. It's not something the man wants himself, as in no man will want to feel sexually weak. Intentionally, it doesn't happen. So it happens due to a lot of factors, either biological or psychological factors. So, but the issue here is that he's having this this disability, and he's not ready to treat himself. He's not ready to, like, to do the necessary thing. So I believe the next thing is not just to fight for divorce, but still take him to, maybe if it's possible for him, he can. There was a woman who messaged me on WhatsApp. She said this exactly complaint. So I told her that, can I have the privilege to speak with her husband? She said, if I speak with him, that the matter will get more worse.
Yes.
He will get angry, like, that she's exposing him, and like it will affect his ego, and he will get angry. So I said, okay, I know what to do. Some of the audios I sent to the class, different in my class, so they were basically answers to some questions. So some people ask questions, and I do audios on them. So I'll now send it to the group, then I tell the wife to play it in the house so that the man can listen to it. So if the man is not ready to play his role, because it is, even in Sharia, it's a valid reason to ask for talaq. Is it up to what you can fight for divorce for, because of sex? I was like, yes. It's a major factor why you can, because the major reason why you enter into the marriage institution is so as not to do fornication and adultery. Abi? So, and the man is not helping you. Even the man was saying that, if you know I'm not satisfying you, look for a man now. Look, as in, he said it, that look for a man now. So this man is like pushing his wife out to engage in adultery.
A Muslim
Yes,
man?
yes, a Muslim man. A Muslim man, even a Sunni. A Sunni. Yes, he said so. A Sunni, I mean, a brother practicing Sunni. Yes, a brother. He said so. He was not concerned about working on himself. Even to the extent that I made up for this person. I enlightened his wife, because the man is not ready to listen to me. So I talked to his wife, and like, okay, help your husband with this, with this. Help him make this kind of food. I gave her a lot of orientation, and I make up for the man, not asking for the time, but still, do you know what happened? The man rejected the app, did not use it. We are having issues. My husband is not helpful. He's stingy. He's not caring. He's not doing this, because people feel very shy to say it out that we're having issue with sex. So they just like he's not helpful. He comes home late. He leaves too early. He doesn't eat my food. He doesn't. Just ask them, how is your sex life? Yeah, that one too. Just focus on that. That's the basic problem. So if they're having a healthy sex life, believe me, even if those issues are happening, they will overlook it. But if they're having issue with their sex life, maybe the man is not sexually okay, or the woman doesn't love sex, as in the man requires, and she's always I'm not interested. So it will make them be misbehaving. You get it? So the man will be behaving somehow, the woman will be behaving somehow, especially if the problem is coming from the man. If the problem is coming from the woman, at least there's a solution. He can get married to, he can have other wife. But the woman knows that I have just one option. Ma'am? That's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying, that if it's the woman that is sexually weak, the man can still have a solution. He can get another wife. So, but if the problem is coming from the man, it's a big problem, because the woman can have just one husband, and this is her husband who is fumbling sexually. So she will feel like, okay, what am I going to do? I can't engage in fornication. I can't engage in adultery, and my husband is there. He's not even ready to take care of himself. So they need to be counseled, and if it shows that it's not working, allow that places. He was the one that created the marriage institution. He also allows divorce, and it has reason. We shouldn't always be viewing divorce as if it's a bad thing. These are these that. These are these that Abgadu halal inda Allah. It's da'if. It's not ethical. It's not that. You get
Something very sensitive that
if
he's not telling you the true story.
No.
hold on. There's a solution already. If the man is not ready to take care of himself, Allah that places the issue of divorce knows the reason.
Why don't she go to her parents?
I
Or
told
how
her she
Nobody see the issue here. That's the reason why they are sex coaches. Hold on. For this. See, when it comes to Nika, if it's something issues that happens in marriage, basically it should be settled between yourselves. Now, assalamu alaikum. Basically, issues in marriage. If a man is outside, let's say I was coming from Jabi, and the wife calls him that, hello, where are you? And he says Jabi, you say, you've got into Jabi, I thought you are still out cooking now. It means they're having problem. The wife is here at Meitama, right? The wife is, let's say the house is here at Meitama, and the husband is coming from, let's say, Kwara State, and has gotten to Jabi, it's very close. So the next thing for the wife is that, I want you to be here already, why are you not here now, please? Try to be home as in fast. It means that they are having a good relationship between themselves. But when the wife is like, I thought your motto is from the way. It's very fast. You got into Jabi right now. Do you fly? Are you they're having issues at home? The wife should always be seeing her husband. When I came here, I know how many calls I've gotten today from him, even when I was there. So like wanting to be at home, please come home.
But some
So that's how,
staying at home for long hours, so it's work. You will not.
like work like that.
Those are the bossy husbands.
It's not meant to be like that. It's not supposed to. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. But marriage is not meant to be like that. You are supposed to always want to be beside yourselves. You're always supposed to, always feeling like, always want to feel like being together, like sharing experiences, gisting one another, even if what he's saying might not even, maybe like when I was preparing for this program, I was very, very disturbed that I had to come here, and this was where I was just doing my preparation. I can't do it at home. I even begged my husband, please just, if I did the first house and go to the second house, the same thing. If I did the second house, if I can't even go to the so I can't prepare. So I can't prepare because so I was not able to prepare, and even my wife was like telling us, if you don't want to prepare, let it be in the midnight when we are already sleeping.
She won't give you time in the afternoon to prepare
I
for
can't
us.
prepare. Even I work at home, so I make even all my classes. I do them at home, and most of my classes I do them beside my partner because I won't be free. So that's how it's meant to be. That's how it's supposed to be, because that's how you can become a sort of tranquility to yourself, and a sort of peace and repose to yourself. So, but as we've said, just as we've all had, from men, most men, we don't. This feeling of ego and pride has blinded us, and we're able to see that we are making mistakes. So we are really making mistakes, and we are not making marriage to be how it's supposed to be to these women. A lot of women, what you just say is that, why don't you get married? I'm not ready for marital challenges. I'm not ready for marital issues. As if marriage is just meant to be on challenges and issues and problems. You won't even hear, I feel I'm not matured enough for marital enjoyment, for marital pleasures. What you only hear is, I'm not matured enough for marital pleasures. I'm not matured enough for marital issues. I'm not matured enough for marital challenges. So, yes, yeah, exactly. We just like the first day, the wedding day, and so marriage has a lot to do. We all have to work on ourselves. I get it. We have to work on ourselves. The men have roles to play. We have a lot to do, and that was what initiated. I had a marriage counseling class, which was on WhatsApp and Telegram. It was 10 groups. So what initiated the group was a lot of complaints, and I felt really women need orientation. We need orientation in all ramifications. When it comes to the way we interact with our women, we are fighting for. When it comes to even finances, that is our duty and right, with our responsibility. We take it as if she needs to play up. Even if the woman is more richer than the man still is still the kawam, which Allah says, that the men are they are the pillar for the women. So they are the maintainer of the women. So sexually, we are most men, because of a lot of factors, we have problems and we're not ready to take care of ourselves. So I felt I need the reasons. I need a kind of avenue to speak with the men and also orientate the women. Like, okay, these are what we need to do. So, in a short form, the women, I believe, if you are able to, since we're able to tame animals, we're able to tame lions, Abi, to tame wild animals. So I believe women are more. I think we are more simpler than that. Yes, I know what I'm saying. We are more simpler than that.
Yes.
Yes, you can tame. Men are no. I'm talking about men can be tamed. Yes,
I'm with you.
men can be tamed.
The right man.
And they can be tamed. Like men can be
The
tamed.
right man.
All of them. See, I grew up with 10 brothers. It's not easy.
Wow.
They all have different
Personalities.
characters.
Exactly.
See, the reason why women are doing like this because of the orientation which we have. The way the society has placed as in women, like
I
as
can't
if.
wait for you to finish because I have something important to share with them about that.
So the way the society has has given us glimpse about how women are to be treated. So I would say we treat them as just like sex machine, as if all what we just need just to sex them and get them pregnant and just live. And so that's the way we just view women. A lot of men don't really take it as if they need our attention, they need our love, they
That's
need our
one of
affection.
the problems some women are facing in the society now. You go to school, you go for a lot of things, you understand your rights on so many things. When you tend to apply them, it becomes an issue. You know?
This kind of
This kind of gathering.
this kind of getting men
It becomes an issue to you.
men need this kind of sitting is meant to be for. Even when I was told that it's just for the women, I was like, the main problem here to be candid was more he was like that's supposed to be done. Like, the main problem, I believe that if we men if we can work on ourselves, I believe why the women are very simple. And what I said earlier was God's seat was women that was sitting inside me. I believe they can be tamed. And women are even far more easier to tame. So if women can work on ourselves, I said I have two wives, and they are not
There
easy.
should be more awareness from you. Men, talk to them.
The little understanding which I have about marriage and trying to apply what I know, I can say it anyway that whatever I preach is, I make sure that it's just like 50% of what I do. Even I sent some screenshot of what my wife said because my wife is in all my classes, so my two wives are in my classes. So when I was teaching, so they listened to it, and even I do my recording beside my wife's. So and she was sending a screenshot to as he messaged me, and I sent a screenshot to the group so as the people can learn from it that I'm not saying what I don't do. I'm not preaching what I don't do. And it's very, very easy. Wallah, it's very, very easy. If you are ready, wallah.
Makes your life easier.
Now, so the men, women, we need to work on ourselves. So we need a lot of orientations. We need a lot of cities like this. If we can, maybe we work on that chat, because talking online can't be as much effective as physical, whereby the men too can tell us why they are behaving like that, and they can also share their experiences. So marriage is a very interesting institution, and it's meant to be a garden of bliss and a garden as in a kind of place where you always want to be. So we all have our roles to play. You get it? So, but for the women, just please, you are the one I'm speaking with directly. So what you can do to help your husband, try to show him respect, try to appreciate whatever he does, try to show him you trust him and you are feeling secure that you are in the relationship with him. So this can help him if he's the kind of proud type and he's the kind of always trying to show that he's the commander, he's the boss. Yes, he's the commander. The man is the commander, but he doesn't need to behave like a boss or like one. As in, he should behave like a leader. Whereby he leads and others follows. A boss will just sit down and command. So, but as a man, he needs to lead and others follows. So, but still, let him show that you appreciate him and he sees him that he's superior. We might feel like women and men, we are on the same level. So, in some aspects, we just need to accept the fact that the men has some kind of daraja more than the women. Allah says this, not me. Can I continue? No, honestly. So please, let's try to work on our aspect on trying to show him love, trying to show him appreciation, trying to show him respect, trying to show that, try to show him that you really care about the relationship. I believe the men can, we can get them calmed down with this, and we still keep on doing the orientation and try to speak out with them, and with Allah's help, marital issues if we can't eradicate it, or issues are called part of marriage. This is a quote of mine. Issues are called part of marriage because marriage itself is an issue. You can't stop being funny, and I can't stop being naughty because they are core causes in the game of love. You get it? So you can't stop behaving funnily and then behaving silly, being naughty, because it's a crucial aspect of marriage. But it takes a matured mind. When I say mature, I don't mean age. I don't mean age, because maturity is not by age. I got married. I was not 21 when I got married to my first wife, and I'm 24 when I got married to my second wife. So it's not about age. You get it? It's not about age. I'm talking of last year. So it's not about age. It's about maturity, about exposure, it's about having the zeal to want to improve your relationship. Get it? So may Allah put happiness in our marriage, and I have a plan to talk about a lot of things, but the time frame is quite small, and I can see that we love to interact far better than just the lecture method. So, but with the little which I've spoken on, I pray Allah put back in it.